page time again. I am going to focus today for you because I've had a lot of requests for it. I will show you my pages, but the main focus today is how I get all my photos put together on my own computer and print everything out the size that I need them, and some little tips along the way. I've shown you all in the past how I do this on an 8.5 by 11 glossy photo paper, but many of you have asked, well, how do you do that? So that's what this video is about today, as well as just a little kind of craft with me intro. So let's get started. Okay, so you've caught me right in the middle of working on a 2-page spread here, a little pocket page. I have stuff everywhere, but I wanted to show you how I'm going to work my photos into my pages, and how I actually decide what photos I'm going to use, what size they need to be, and how to print them out efficiently here at home. So I will show you what I'm working on right now. I'm working in my larger planner. This is my sort of yearly scrapbook. If you remember, it started off this way, and I am really playing catch up because these are the last pages that I did, which was quite a while back. So I'm working on some pages over here. I still have to do some journaling. I'm getting ready to write about the first snow that we had here in Greenville in February. So that's how far behind I am. But let me just show you on this page. This is basically the completion of this spread, okay? And like I showed you over here, we've got this little added insert piece, and that just buys me a little more space to do some journaling. I do have all the photos that I want there. I'm happy with that. And then I had 3 photos, there's the train, that I wanted to use here. So I just did a little kind of waterfall action to kind of buy more space. All right, so I am beginning on this back of that page, and I'm getting ready to do my next spread. I've been trying to stick with a lot of blues and greens just because a lot of what we have been doing lately has been either outdoor with a lot of sky in the background, or foliage and green things like that. So I've decided on these, and of course these papers come from Reminiscence The Book #1, because now they have book #2. And I think it's officially available now, but this is the second one. And this one is filled a little bit more with spring and summer colors. Again, the pad has like cardstock thick back here and paper thin up front of the same exact papers in the whole pad. So of course I have 3 of these. And I'll show you where I'm going to work those in within this spread. But just so you can kind of see what I'm doing here, and then we're going to get to the whole photo thing. So basically, I have decided on my photos. I've printed my photos, already pre-sized them. Again, we'll show you all of that. And then I start gathering my other items that I think I want to feature. And this is a travel sticker. It's sort of a series, this particular art style. And my daughter kind of turned me on to these. Very graphic looking, and I love the colors in it. I have mounted it to some of this orange paper, which is in that new Reminiscence The Book. This is the back side of it, just so it kind of goes with everything else that I'm doing. I've got a little washi tape over here. I've got a little more of that orange here, kind of got a torn edge using one of the page dies here. And this is the Elizabeth Craft Designs washi tape. This particular box of goods here, I don't know how they're called out. This is Reminiscence #1 washi tape, and the other one is more like the art journal-y kind of style, that one there. So this one I actually cut out of the tape, this cute little fish. I think I want to work him in somewhere, so I just have him stuck right there. So anyway, I know I want to use that. I had this label already cut out, and so I just cut out the word weekend in a cardstock color that was compatible. Don't really know for sure where that's going to go yet, but I think down here somewhere. My feature photo, the one that I think is the most beautiful and will be at the intro of this spread, is Jamie and her friend Colin sitting on top of the mountain when we went hiking together. So I have already mounted that onto this cardstock that's been cut with one of the dies. I will list all the dies, of course, at the bottom in the description so you know what I'm doing. And I have cut this out of compatible colored cardstock, and I think I want to put it somewhere over here. So I'm just kind of planning all this stuff out. I think I want the word weekend. I don't want to cover up my sticker. So that may come down here somewhere. Just kind of playing around just so you can see the thought process. I do have this bird. He was just left over from, I was playing around with some graphic 45 paper that has birds on it, bird watcher, and I had that just hanging around, so that might go there, and this other little leaf thing might go there. So I know there's a little bit of glare on that sticker, but this is kind of like what I do when I'm trying to figure things out. So I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. I'm just gonna let that sit over there. And then I'm moving on to my other page. And I know, because I've already decided on the photos that I want to feature, that I don't quite have enough room for everything in the journaling and all that stuff. So one of my favorite things to do, of course, is to make a pocket so you can add more stuff. So this is one of the pocket page dies. I've already folded it, got it all ready. And that is going to, I haven't decided if I want to wrap it around yet. Probably will, just to, no, I'll probably fold it. Anyway, I'm going to get this on here eventually. And some things that I've kind of prepared, I'm thinking about. This main thing here, this is actually one of the page dies from the Sidekick size. So you can see the difference in size page-wise. And I have cut off the whole reinforced edge over here and just re-rounded these corners just to make an interesting looking tag that has a tab top to it. So that's going to go in there eventually. And I have stamped this. This is one of the new stamp sets from Esther. Paper Love, I think this one is called. Again, I'll link it. I have mounted it to some cardstock. I'm going to put that somewhere around there. I have fussy cut out these from Reminiscence The Book #1 paper pad. That's probably going to go over here. I'm just trying to tie in some of that blue from over there over here, and the orange. So I always have that balance kind of going, and it has that cohesion. So that'll probably go there. And for absolutely no reason at all, I'm going to put this little cut apart, probably where these two are intersecting. Looks like a good place. And I do have another little bird, so I think I'm going to just tuck it up there in that big open orange space. So you see how the process is coming along, right? So let's just remove this for a second. And I do want to incorporate more of this over on this side, and I haven't quite decided if it's going to work yet. Now this isn't getting glued in, this is actually going to be in the pocket. So I'm thinking about just having it hang off and then trim off the edge here, because the photos that I want to feature over here, yeah, see, I don't even know if it's gonna make the cut, because this photo is like my main one I want to see when it's sticking out of the pocket of all of us on the trip. And I want to work in this photo down here. So this might not make it on this page. We'll see. So I'm going to have those down there, and then I die cut these cute little coffee cups because we had this great little coffee truck near our cabin where we were staying, and I might put a little something here about that. But this is like the ticket or the tag that's going in the pocket, and that's kind of how it's going to look. And when I flip it over, that's more space for either journaling or photos. And I think in this case, I am going to go with this photo of us at the campfire. We tried so hard to make a fire. It had rained, it was very damp, and yeah, it was just the greatest challenge to try and build this fire. We tried for probably hours, and it worked for a little bit, but then petered out. So I'm thinking these two are going to go on here on the back of my little tag. Is just more place for photos. And so, knowing what I know, with this being here, whoops, and this being in here, probably will get in there a little deeper. I'm kind of hitting, there we go. I do have one more photo here, And that is all of the three of them, not me because I'm taking the picture, but I think I want that to be on this page back here. And I think eventually we'll add just a little journaling tag or something there. I'm looking around my table. I have a couple of things I could use. And perhaps this may come into play here. I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to play around with that. I'm going to get it all finished, and then we're going to go to the computer and we're going to talk about how I get all my photos ready. Okay, we are here on my computer. I use a Macintosh computer and I am working in Photoshop Elements. 2020 is the current one that I'm using, which is fine. You can see I have a page up here that I've already composed. I have duplicates up there of all the photos, but I want to start with a brand new file to show you how exactly I do this. So I will go up to the top and create a blank file, and I'm going to change the measurements to inches and create 8.5 by 11 page, since that's the size of my paper. And the important part here is to change the pixels per inch to 300, which I know is a very good quality. So now I have my blank page here ready to go, and all I have to do is then find the photos that I want to use. So I'm going to navigate to my Photos program, go to the folder with our trip to North Carolina, and choose the photos that I want. And for this purpose, I'll just pick two. This one of Colin and Jamie, and maybe a mushroom one. Not too many, just two, I think. Now when I open these, you'll see they're going to open independently on their own. They're not on that blank page yet. And you can see on the ruler how big the photo comes in. So I have to change that. And I'm going to make it a 3 by 4 and always change the pixels per inch to 300. And now it's sized just how I want it. So if you can look down there in the photo bin, you see the blank page there. And I'm going to pull my photo, just click on it and hold. And I'm going to drag it down into there. Okay, now you can see the 3 by 4 photo is on an 8.5 by 11 page. I can move it all around, and if you look to the right, you can see a layers palette. All the photos that I pull into this page will be separate. So now we need to go get that other one, and I want to show you what happens if we don't resize the photo first. It's very large. If I just drag that right now to our blank page, it completely covered the entire page. That's not going to work, see? So we're going to delete that, and we're going to go back and resize the photo first. This is also where you can do any retouching, any lightening, brightening, cropping, anything. So there it is, ready to go and join my other photo on the page. So I will click and drag and move it where I want it. Now I have a whole lot of room on this page. You can see all the blank space. So like I showed you earlier, or on this page here in particular, you can make duplicates just in case you're afraid you might mess up when you go to cut it, especially if you're going to a crop to work on your projects. This is always a good idea. This page in particular doesn't have a lot of room for duplicates, but I did show you one there. So going back to my other page here in a second, you'll see it's pretty much ready to go. Like if I was happy with everything, I would just go to the printer at this point, feed in my photo paper, and then it would be done. So it's as simple as that, really. All right, now that you know how I do my photos, which a lot of you have asked, I will show you my completed pages here. I ended up trimming a little bit off of this particular die cut, and I used the piece over here just to fill in that nice space because this one was coming over right across the top of Colin, so I didn't want to do that. So I fixed that, and of course we have this up here and our little bird, and I have my sticker. So that page is finished, and then this is our pocket page over here. And I ended up adhering in both of these photos. This is just the cabin that we stayed in, and really it's just the idea to get that idea across of what the cabin looked like, and when we look back we'll remember. And then this one is just us walking through the beautiful woods. So those two are adhered down in place, and this is where I made the decision to put that other. And if you see, I cut a little bit off of that one and added it down here as well. I just thought, why not? You know, this was all done. You have to remember that. Just because this was a fussy cut thing and put down doesn't mean you can't layer something else on it. And the best way to find out is just lay something there and see if you like the way it looks. That's all I did. So we have our pocket in place, our little bird. I did add the reinforcements here, the hexagon shapes on my page. And so my little insert tag thing here is not complete because I do want to do some journaling, and you'll notice oftentimes I don't share the journaling part on my videos, and so that's why this is blank as well. I decided there was a lot I wanted to say about what went on this entire weekend and what a good time we had, and I hope that this is enough room. We'll see. But I did want a little bit more space for journaling. The other solution to that is I could have just filled this with photos and then put another insert in here with all the journaling on it. You can certainly do that. But for now, I think I'm pretty happy. I'm gonna add just like the word summit maybe to the top of that page. And then of course fill in this info here and put the date of the weekend here. And then I would say I am done. So that's it for me today. I really appreciate you joining me. I hope you enjoyed the pages this time and the process of getting your photos from your computer ganged up onto one sheet and then printed out so you can do it all at home. Thanks again, everybody. I'll see you next time when we do some more planner pages. Bye-bye.